What's up, everyone? I'm trying to figure out where to best place this microphone. I had that headband I wore the other day that worked really well, the NBA one, but I only got two of them, so I went with the Karate Kid headband today. It's literally just a Lululemon sleeve. Like I had an I had a Lululemon like hoodie sleeve thing, and I had a hoodie. It's like a workout hoodie. I'm not sure why I can't think. It's early in the morning right now. And I cut the sleeve off, and now it's a headband because it started to smell really weird. Speaking of that, fun fact, I had this body wash I was wearing, and it's like a coconut or vanilla. I'm not even sure what smell it is. It doesn't really smell like much. It smells like hand lotion. It's not a very good smelling body wash. I don't know why I was using it, but I've been wearing it. I'm like, gosh, I kind of smell bad lately. I don't like smelling bad. It bothers me a lot. And I was wearing this body wash, and I think it is making me smell worse. So today I have to go to Costco and buy a copious amount of some other form of body wash. What's that like? I don't know. Something that smells like a forest or pine trees or something that doesn't smell like gross hand lotion. I'm not sure what body wash I'm wearing right now. It's not something I would recommend. So, oh well. We get the workout today. We're going to go with some bounds, resisted bounds. I kind of did sprints last time. And I'm going to end up doing some bounds. I'm going to do some single leg RDL iso holds. I'm going to do some RDLs in the K-box, some isometric split squats. I just want to knock out a couple of things and maybe some jumps as well. It's kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. Why, might you ask? Well, because when I work out with the guys I train on the court, the hoops group, the basketball group. And with the basketball group, it is tiring to chase them around. So I got to modify my training to what makes sense for me, what physically feels fine. A lot of the training I do is derived from my Always an Athlete team. The Always an Athlete team is basically my training protocol I would do if I wasn't constantly running around chasing people. I like that training program a lot, and I think it's really useful. So if you guys want to check it out, there's a 7-day free trial link in the bio or description, or however the heck YouTube works. I'm going to do that, and we'll see how that moves and that feels. And we're trying to, like I said, be less slow. A lot of the stuff I do, when you do sprint, it's an effort. It's about intensity. It's about how fast you're going. For some reason, like sprinting is a really self-conscious thing for me. And I don't know why. Maybe that's yourself as well. I don't feel like I run that fast. When I watch myself on video, I still don't run very fast. It's not embarrassing, but it's kind of a self-conscious thing for me. And I gotta remind myself sprinting is an effort. It's not a speed. You don't need to be Usain Bolt if you want to go sprinting. You just have to try to run fast. And that for me is, kind of a weird self-conscious obstacle. I'm not sure if you guys have that same feeling. I'm in my basement, so I'm not concerned, but sprinting in public is like I don't know why it's like that. It's like this weird feeling of, oh, if someone's sprinting, something must be wrong. Like, what crazy person's just going to the turf and sprinting? If I saw someone else sprinting, I wouldn't think anything of it. I think it's actually pretty cool. I'd be like, wow, that's neat. Good for you, sprinting. Healthy thing to do. If I sprint, I feel like people must think I'm absolutely bananas. Just some man, an empty field, running in a straight line as fast as they can. No objective. At least when you're jumping onto a box, you're trying to jump on something, or you're trying to jump and touch something like the rim or a dunk of basketball. There's like a purpose. For me, no. I don't know. If I sprint, it just seems like some crazy guy. I'm just like sprinting straight ahead for no reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only person who's self-conscious about sprinting. Self-conscious about sprinting, and I hate filming myself. Filming myself in the basement, totally fine and dandy. No huge problem with that. If I'm in public and I film myself, it's like heart-wrenchingly painful. I get judgmental about myself as if I was someone else judging myself, despite the fact if I were to see someone else filming themselves, I'd say that's pretty cool, good for them. They're putting in effort. They're trying to accomplish something unique. I don't know, they're trying to build something. And I'd say that's really cool of them. But prospectively for myself, when I film myself and I have a microphone on myself, it's like embarrassing. It's not like imposter syndrome, where imposter syndrome is like, I'm not the person, or it's you feel like you're not that person who's qualified to do it. No, it's just self-conscious. And it's, even if I'm in my backyard by myself talking to the camera, the first couple times I did stuff like this, I was so self-conscious about it. I don't really watch my videos when it comes to me talking a whole bunch on these, because I'll end up trying to edit stuff and whatever. It just becomes a disaster. Not to ramble on for randomness. We'll get to workout eventually. But when I first started talking to people and speaking in public or whatever and doing this type of stuff, I was so concerned with sounding smart. I was so concerned with proper, I don't know, speaking routine. As I butcher this right here, the irony of it. I didn't want to stutter. I didn't want to have any pauses. I wanted to work on how I delivered the message. But I was so concerned with sounding smart, as if to earn your validation, that if I were to sound dumb, you'd immediately stop listening to me. And I would try and sound so smart that I would say nothing useful at all. And I've always thought it's funny, the best message not understood might as well be the worst message. It's just, if you have a good message and no one understands it, there's no point. So working on your delivery of that message sometimes can hurt yourself, because you're trying so hard to sound smart that the message itself falls short. I was so concerned with sounding smart that the delivery of my message just fell apart. And that happens time and time again. And so when I do these videos, I just talk. I think we enjoy hearing people who are just candidly speaking about something. And I enjoy lots of other people's YouTube videos who are like that. If I hear someone else stutter or pause or mess up a word, I don't judge them. But for some reason, when I do it myself and it's on camera and I watch it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And then I stop doing it. And there's such a barrier we put on ourselves from this judgment aspect, whether it's sprinting, whether it's filming ourselves, talking to a camera in a basement. We put all these limitations on ourselves that are self-imposed for no reason at all. Just do what you like, enjoy what you like. And if you like making these videos, and I like making these videos because I think it's fun to create stuff, I like problem solving, I like taking on new aspects of my business, whatever you want to call it. And I like trying to make a video. I don't really care if millions of people watch the video or not. I find it fun to make something that sits out there, and maybe someone out there finds value in it. So we'll get to working out now, I guess. I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble on. We'll hop into this workout, get warmed up, and we'll get things rolling. All right, cool. Let's go, guys. All right, so sometimes I get really bored and I don't want to warm up at all. I keep this balloon in the corner. You probably think I'm some crazy guy who has a balloon. I just like to go pick a spot and go side to side and just get warmed up with some different movement and decelerations, keeping the balloon up. Why? Because it's something to do, to be honest with you. It's not like the balloon is that magical. It's just, I can chase after it like a dog. I don't know. So sometimes I'll toss it up right here, and I'll pick a distance as I get warmed up, like a short distance. Cool. Work on my side to side. Oh, get there. Oh, it's fun. A warm-up should be engaging. A warm-up should be exciting. A warm-up is about getting you ready to go. Sometimes in the morning, like this, it's early, I don't really want to do much of a warm-up. I'm not super excited to work out. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. A couple of warm-up sets to make sure I like the intensity. We're gonna go here. We're gonna alternate probably. So I mentioned I was gonna do RDLs today. I might do isometric belt squats. So let me show you this. This is a pulsing isometric belt squat. So I have it set. Chains are on the K-box. I was becoming all powerful, and I started to rip the K-box apart because I was just too strong. And now I have to use chains. Sorry, people in the audio. I'm sure that sounded great. Probably hurt your ears, so sorry for the chains. All right, so here, got a little bit jumping, comfortable position. I like to have my hands for support. But you know, we're gonna go faster. So up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10 pulses. I find that a comfortable amount for me. Because the first couple, I kind of just build the tension into it. I get used to it. And now I go here. I'm gonna sprint. Well, we're gonna bound, like power bound, power sprint bound. You'll see it, just watch. Witness the power. Don't hit my head on the light, stay low. Cool. Kind of like a bound, kind of like a sprint. More of a bound than a sprint. That might be a little too heavy. Sometimes this thing gets going. It actually gets lighter and easier. So, we'll see if the extra genie heats up. And that's one set. Just like that. Cool. It's getting caught. Sometimes I'll sneak 2 sets in. See how it feels. I gotta slide this thing over. I'm kind of a mess of my setup here today. That was better. Much better. Alright, so I'll give you guys a closer angle of these ISOs here. Probably only gonna do a handful of sets of these. Pretty intense. They don't seem like much because you're not moving, hence the isometric, but you're obviously producing force. Your muscles are producing lots of tension, and you're trying to produce force very fast. So it might not look like I'm doing anything at all, but I am. If I can figure out how this works. Cool. If you want to ask about height, I like to go it's comfortable. A slight knee bend here. So here, set up, and lean forward, just find good tension. I'm ready to go. Fast. Sometimes I'll put a force plate on so I can see my numbers on this. Whew. That's pretty tiring. And then obviously I sprint. I'll scoot the camera back so you can, we'll scoot this way. Hope the camera's facing the right way. And if not, life will continue. You'll just have to be settling for the audiobook reading of me bounding down my 20-yard runway in the basement. So, here we go. Stay low on these. That might be a little too heavy, but all right. So, did my sets of ISOs stuff, and I wanted to do some plyos today. I actually haven't been able to go and do some good drop jumps lately, so I'm gonna try and get some of those in today. Now, this isn't super high of a drop. There's plenty of room up here. People always think I'm gonna hit my head. I've done this forever, so if I go hit my head now, I guess you get to watch it on camera. I'll go hands-on by my side. I'm trying to minimize my arm action on this because if I do my arm action, I will jump pretty high. If I take out my arm action, I won't jump as high. Obviously, still loading my legs. It's just a timing thing. So you'll see. We're gonna go about 5 reps here. Good, quick. And the first ones will kind of build into these. Fix my microphone. Tie my headband tighter. Let's see if that keeps it on. Yep, should work.
Good. 2. All right, arms. 3. Now you can modify your contact on some of these. So if you want to go a little bit lower on the knee bend, at your contact you can do this. Carmelo Bosco and Pavo Comey wrote a paper on this. You can bias your position. So this one's a little bit higher, I'll go a little lower on this. So just a hair. So it makes it hitting the ground a little bit of a knee bend, a little bit. Small. You can mess with that. Good. It's 5. Mess with that knee bend position. So I'll do that on some of these. I'll do one more. I don't like to go super ankly. Small knee bend, still quick off the ground. Small knee bend, not deep. Well, you can go, I guess, deeper, but right there. Think of my head, quick application force. All right, so in the Always an Athlete team, we had shrug high pull, like hang high pulls. I don't know if I want to do those yet. I'm gonna try. I was gonna do pin squat jumps, but while I'm sitting here, I wonder if I can do that actually. I wonder if I can. I won't hit the bar on this. Let's see if this is a really stupid idea or not. I don't think I'll hit the bar. I'm gonna go, oh, I might hit the bar on that. Let's just get rid of these pins. Let's just not pin the catches. Let's lower these. Let's do some, I like high pull shrugs. I really do. The way I think about them, I just think about it like just using the glutes to drive it up. Now I'm gonna do this concentric only, because sometimes I like to pair concentric only with more dynamic plow movement like that. So here, just up. Fast. Really trying to use your legs. It's easy when it's too light to just pull it with your arms. Now this isn't like a traditional like second pull of a clean. I'm just thinking about that hinge pattern driving this motion. Why? Because I want to. A lot of times I'll pair that actually with like I'll pair the drop jumps with like a concentric only jump squat or something, or a shrug pull. But I didn't get to do my hang cleans or hang pulls the other day. Shrug pulls, we're gonna call those. So I want to get those done here. Okay, so here's another exercise I really like. That's a single leg RDL iso hold. You can really get away with it on this machine. So I want to be loaded in my glute, a pretty small knee flexion angle. We're gonna start with some tension on the bar, slight lift. You'll feel a massive load through your posterior chain, working to stabilize the hip. And again, a lot of that stabilization of the hip contact, we're going to jump off of one foot. And I find this to be super helpful. I actually find it more helpful for my posterior chain engagement than a lot of other just basic lifts. For some reason, the ISO allows you to really focus on your glutes working and your hip girdle as a whole. So, up, 1, 2. So I'm using that hip to drive this motion. Now, one thing you don't want to do is fall back. You want to almost keep your center of mass a little bit in front of you because you're pulling your hip through. If you just fall back, you're kind of acting as a counterweight. Here, up, through. And that is not easy. Well, that is the workout. Not the best workout. Probably 6 out of 10. I'm tired today. It's early. I didn't sleep at all. Well, I slept some last night. Not a bunch. A lot of life things. And so when you wake up after not sleeping much, you try and work out in the morning, you're not going to have the world's greatest workout. You kind of just do what you can. The way I think about it, it's kind of like a gas tank. Oh my gosh, a gas tank analogy, Max. Oh my gosh. That's novel. Bear with me for a second. Regardless if your gas tank has gas in it, you can still go somewhere. Might not be able to go as far. You can still floor the gas in your car. You just won't be able to do it that long. And so I guess this workout was one of those where I did good work when I worked. I just didn't have much energy or stamina to kind of do what I wanted to do in terms of the entire volume of work I wanted to perform. I cut some exercises out. I got my jumps in, got my ISOs in, got some sprints in, some high pulls, kind of a hodgepodge of things. And I got the job done. So I'm happy enough with it. And I think that's a good thing to think about when you evaluate your own training. It's not about today's not going to make me better or worse as an athlete. Well, it could make me worse, but doing less won't make me that any noticeably worse at all. So it's just doing what makes sense for the day. I think that's a lot of life things too when it comes to what we do in life. A lot of times people get so caught up in how much can I do today. Someone on this page, for example, asked me about plyometrics and how can they start. And I said, well, your body's capable of enduring a lot, but it's not capable of handling huge volumes that it has to endure. Repeated over and over again, it will break down. And I think in life, a lot of times we get motivated and excited and we do something like try it. I don't know, make a YouTube page, start a new hobby, a job or career. You're so excited about it, but your excitement isn't tempered. Your motivation's not weighed. And because of that, what you're doing is basically enduring. Now, you might be excited to do it, but it's not reasonable to sustain that level of excitement because you don't have any actual plan, no action, nothing prospectively managing your framework of how you're operating and trying to build something. You're just doing something with sheer motivation. That can be great. And if you're just crazy motivated person, maybe that's enough for you. But it lacks direction, and I don't mean direction like some soulful, meaningful purpose that's going to drive you. It's going to motivate you to do something for a higher meaning. I mean more like, what am I going to do next kind of situation. And sometimes people just get really motivated like a molecule that just heats up. It kind of just bounces around. It doesn't really do a whole bunch. Versus having some direction and pointing your energy in an area that makes sense. And maybe only allocating 30 to 40 minutes in that area. And then as you get more used to something and better at something and more efficient at something, you can do that effort for longer. So something to think about. Well, something to consider. That's my workout. I appreciate you guys watching it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe, share, and thanks for watching the videos.